I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning and welcome to RamTV News.
Today is January 15th, 2016.
I'm Hope Springer.
And I'm Dolly Dickinson.
This is our important tribute to an amazing man, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
This video made me cry, so I suggest grabbing a tissue before you watch it because it is very inspirational.
Martin Luther King Jr. was born on the 15th of January in 1929 in his maternal grandparents' large Victorian house on Auburn Avenue in Atlanta, Georgia. Martin Luther King Jr. married Coretta Scott on June 18, 1953. The wedding took place in her hometown Heiberger, Alabama. They had 4 children: Yolanda King, Martin Luther King III, Dexter Scott King, and Bernice King. In December 1995, King led the boycott of the Montgomery segregated buses, which lasted for 385 days. During the campaign, he received threats over the phone as well as mail. The situation got so intensified that King eventually was arrested and his house was bombed. The campaign was concluded in 1956, with the Supreme Court outlawing racial discrimination on public transportation. Eventually, the Montgomery public buses started operating on a desegregated basis. Martin Luther King Jr. emerged as a prominent civil rights leader after the success of the boycott.
In 1957, Martin Luther King Jr. became elected president of Southern Christian Leadership Conference, a group aimed at harnessing moral authority and organizing power of black churches to conduct nonviolent protests in the interest of the civil rights reform.
In 1959, Martin Luther King Jr. traveled to Atlanta to assume the position of co-pastor of his father's church. In the following years, King concentrated on organizing protests, demonstrations, and marches, including the Birmingham Campaign in Alabama in 1963. The campaign lasted 2 months, was organized to protest for right to vote, desegregation, and labor rights, and other basic civil rights. This protest attracted the media's attention and played a significant role in bringing about the civil rights movement to American politics in the 1960s. Martin Luther King was greatly responsible for passing the Civil Rights Act and the Voting Rights Act for African Americans, both in the mid-1960s.
During this period, King was arrested and imprisoned a number of times by the Southern officials. King was also put on secret surveillance by the FBI to try to discredit him. After many more civil rights protests, Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated when he was 39 years old. He was shot on April 4, 1968, as he stood on the balcony of his motel room in Memphis, Tennessee.
The death of King sent shockwaves across the country and resulted in riots in cities nationwide. The then President of the United States, Johnson, declared a national day of mourning in his honor. In 1986, Martin Luther King Jr. Day was declared a national holiday in honor of King's legacy.
This will be the day when all of God's children will be able to sing with new meaning, "My country, tears of thee. Sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of the pilgrim's pride. From every mountainside, let freedom ring."
Let freedom ring.
Let freedom ring. Let freedom ring.
Let freedom ring.
Let freedom ring.
Let freedom ring.
Let freedom ring.
spins around. Just don't let the spin get you down. Things are moving fast. Hold on tight, and you will last. Keep your self-respect and your woman and manly pride. Get yourself in gear. Keep your stride. Never mind your fear. Never mind, never mind. Brighter days will soon be here. Take it from me, someday we'll all be free.